this war is ours.
Yes, I will see you through the smoking flames on the front.
One of the most important, if not the most important thing to any boy is having a male role model in his life. Not just for the boys, but for the girls as well. It serves very well to have male role models because it can help instill the next generation with the proper mindset and values needed to survive in the world. Role models don't have to be placed squarely on the father. There are times when the father is not around enough with his children. Not that he's neglecting them on purpose, but that his job requires him to be a long way from home. It could be serving in the military or having a job that requires travel, like touring in a band or driving cross-country in semis. It's a hard thing for a man to be away from his family that long, and he may have extended family that can come and help tend to the children when he is gone or his wife is at work. Such extended examples could be grandparents, uncles, aunts, or even a close friend that lives next door. Role models are indeed a treasure, and masculine male role models are worth their weight in gold. When you have an actual masculine man in your life that can help you become a role model to your children and have the sons as something to aspire to when he grows up, that right there is one of the greatest things that any person can have. Male role models are in short supply, and when you have a lack of male role models, you will see the results in today's society. Western society as the perfect example. Pedophiles disguising themselves as drag queens, reading to children in public libraries. Boys emasculating themselves and putting on makeup, thinking they're the next Motley Crue. Children running around at every gay pride event with dildos and dog chains with grown men on the other side. And perhaps the most important and impactful, a generation of confused children that don't know shit from applesauce about what's left and right. That's why these role models are absolutely essential for any child during the tender years of their lives. Yes, a father is just as critical during the tender years of the lives of a child as the mother is. That's the other side of the tender years doctrine. Sadly though, these are severely undermined by the current socio-political climate, with masculinity stigmatized, demonized, and distorted in order to fit the agenda of those who wish nothing more than for men to serve under the heel of the feminist overlords on the plantation. Times are tough, and the role models that young boys are wanting to emulate are not the ones that they should be. No child, boy or girl, should be looking to the state, some degenerate drag queen, or tatted up hippie for guidance. And you certainly won't find it from so-called pro-male right-wing cuck-conservatives. With all their talk of being pro-male, they haven't the faintest iota as to what true masculinity and male freedom are about. Pseudo-Americana blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girls with entitlement mindsets that would rival that of any modern feminist haven't a clue either. In their eyes, the only good role model for young boys is those who have been taught to bow down and acquiesce to the gynocentric practices of chivalry and white knighting. No, gentlemen, they are not the types that understand what a real male role model or what real masculinity truly means. They haven't the faintest clue. No, their conceptualization of masculinity and role modeling is based purely on how they can benefit from the labor of men. They may say the right points and know how to press the dials and levers when it comes to sounding pro-man, but do not be deceived. They are just as dangerous, if not more, than their feminist counterparts, and you would do well to keep your distances from them as much as possible, for they are not our allies. They are not our friends. Traditionalism is just as gynocentric and just as dangerous, if not more so, because of the facade they propagate when it comes to the agenda they want to push. That agenda being the subjugation, enslavement, and unrepentant servitude to the family and society. Yes, the family has been the backbone of society, but male authority and patriarchy are the backbone of the family. Those values meant something once upon a time. However, patriarchy is scoffed at, and neither side is patriarchal, pro-male, or willing to submit to male authority. I do agree with a lot of what they have to say. I don't, however, agree with the tactics and deception that they use to lure unsuspecting men in and ensnare them in the traps of servitude and female power and influence. The fact that they act as though men are nothing more than servile, inferior beings that have no place other than serving on the plantation is a mockery of men's rights and men's dreams. I find that to be an insult to men as a whole. Women have turned their backs on the families a long time ago, and yet trad cucks never hold them to any degree of accountability. Basically the same tripe. The male role model can come in many forms, as I stated. If you are a single dad and you are doing well without having a wife and you are raising your children, keep what I say to you ingrained into your psyche. Learn from the mistakes of lesser men, and you too will be able to instill the proper values and what we learned into the next generation of men. In the eye of the traditional circle, men are assets, expendable assets. Always look to have a masculine role model that shares the values you do. Don't bow down, don't give in. A red pill man is always the best type of role model to have. Anyway, that's all I have. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more content. Donate to my Patreon for more. These videos are possible through contributions from viewers like you. Links will be in the description below. If you have a comment or something you want to point out or add on, feel free to add it on in the comments section.